All right, what's going on, boys? Market recap today for Tuesday, March 3rd. Um, no trades for me this morning. Super clear bias though. And my charts look a little bit wacky because I wasn't actually home this morning to trade. I was sitting in the doctor's office. I had an eye appointment, and today it looks like it was a very good day to actually miss and to take off from the markets. And these are the like default settings. I was logged into Top Step on my phone, just charting out. Literally, I was able to chart it out and look at my phone and see price action during market open. And I was actually open to potentially taking a trade on my phone. Um, but just very sloppy price action. So still gonna do a recap and go over it. I can barely see my screen right now just because my eyes are super dilated. But coming into the morning, it looked like it was a very clear bearish bias. The only thing is we sold off extreme, like we had a huge sell off overnight. What is this? 600-point move overnight. So that's essentially why I don't think we delivered very well, is just because we sold off a huge amount overnight. But we had high time frame draws lower. You can see weekly swing lows here, or daily swing lows here. Um, you can see them here. We ended up coming down and taking. Let me just. We ended up coming down and taking this daily liquidity pre-market overnight, but we had rebalanced this 1 hour gap, and so I was looking for this 1 hour fair value gap to hold and then see bearish continuation lower. And I thought I was actually like the bias and the high time frames looked good coming into the morning. When the market opened, we came up and swept these internal highs. I was like, okay, bet, like probably gonna get a trade entry here. And then zooming into the 1 minute chart, you can see this nonsense chop work, um, which fits in with the theme of the market over the past couple weeks. Just chop, sloppy delivery. Um, so at this point in time, I'm kind of just zoomed out to the 5 minute, and I wanted to see a strong 5 minute close, preferably below these internal lows that were put in pre-market. And we never got that. Like, good reactions from the highs. We wicked out, swept liquidity. Very nice 15-minute candle close, and I was just looking for, at this point in time, like a strong 5 minute candle or some strong displacement on the 1 minute to convince me that we were going lower, and we never got that. Never got that. And so I'm in between in the doctor's office checking my phone. I'm driving home from the doctor's office checking this price action. And yeah, just terrible, sloppy delivery. We ended up taking the main draw on liquidity right here on this blue line, which was the 1 hour low we put in before rebalancing to the 1 hour gap. But you can see, generally, we have done nothing right here. We swept the low and we've ended up coming back to this gap. So, like, the overnight huge expansion move is the reason why we didn't really move efficiently, in my opinion. Um, Obviously, I thought there was potential to see. Well, it's hard because we had that big expansion move. Had we not had that big expansion move overnight, I could have seen us expanding past this first draw to potentially take these weekly draws lower. I think that's something we likely do later on in the week. And I'm hoping that the equities just start to sell off now. Like, it's been a long time coming. Um, been in this chop since October, September. We have an SMT at the highs, like high time frame SMT. I think we do get a sell off at some point. Potentially, first target would be like this weekly gap. That would be a healthy. What would that be? A healthy 13%, 10 to 15% correction for the Nasdaq. I think that's very doable, and that would be my base case right now. Like, high time frame contextually, take these lows and at least rebalance that weekly for value gap down there. Is there a monthly for value gap? Dude, I can't even see. Yes, monthly fair value gap right down here. And how much of a correction would that be? Oh, that's the same weekly. So that's the same gap, 13%. So 10 to 15% correction, I think, is in order for the indexes. Here pretty soon. Hopefully we just sell off from this point in price. You know, we hold these, ideally we hold these bearish gaps, and I need to clean up these charts, dude. Like this is just too much going on here. But yeah, like I said, ideally we hold these high time frame gaps right here. Like ideally we rebalance to this 4 hour or something today / overnight, and then make our way lower. I really want to just get out of this mess here. Like, please, we've been in this mess for so long, and within that chop, we've been in another, like, its own chop right here for the past couple weeks, and it's just been disgusting to trade. Lots of break evens, lack of efficient delivery, and expansion, which is, you know, we want to see that expansion as intraday traders take advantage of that volatility. So hopefully we can start to get that later in the week. But yeah, regardless, or nevertheless, no trades from me this morning, even though it looked like there would be good opportunity. Just not efficient price action to this low. And so it's like the only valid trade that you could have taken is, okay, we finally close below these internal lows on the 5 minute. We get a nice 5 minute close. You enter on the 5 minute candle close, and you're not even getting a 1-to-1 with a safe stop loss here. And this was like the exact type of trade I was looking to take. And I guess you could have, I mean, like, that's barely a 1-to-1. That's not even, so like that's the only valid trade once we finally break out of this. But after seeing this for the first 30 minutes to 45 minutes of market open, it's like, if we're chopping around within the first 45 minutes, what's like, do you really want to put risk on the table after that point in time? Like, so the only valid trade would have been this 5 minute candle close strong, showing that we're breaking out of this range here, and then we go take the low. So that was the type of trade I was looking for. Once again, like, wasn't really able to efficiently mark out the charts this morning and actually trade, but it looked like if we had gotten displacement up here, like very early on into the market open, when I was able to look at my phone, would have been able to take something, but we didn't get that. We just topped around, and very inefficient delivery today. So that's the market recap. Let me know if you guys took a trade today or not. Like I said, this 5 minute candle close is really the only valid trade that I saw that you could have taken this market open. So yeah, brutal break even yesterday. No trades for me today. Hopefully we can just get some good opportunity to the rest of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And my only objective is just to execute to the best of my abilities. It's not that hard to come on to the charts and look at the charts for an hour and a half each morning and execute properly and honestly perfectly, and just follow my rules, follow my system. That's all I need to do. And if I do that, I will get paid for it and rewarded for it. So at a point right now where the balance is, I have $750 in drawdown. So the next trade that I take, ideally, I'm risking the remaining part. There's no reason for me to risk. I've been risking $500 per trade. There's no reason for me to risk $500 and leave $250 in drawdown. There's just no reason for that. So the game plan from here is to wait for an A+ setup and risk the remainder of the drawdown. So technically a 3-trade buffer, because I did risk super heavy on the previous loss last week. So yeah, the next trade is gonna be with the rest of the drawdown, and it's like,
dude, I don't need to overcomplicate things, right? Just wait for a good setup and take the trade, and that's it. It's like let my system and my just let things play out in my favor, and that's only going to happen through proper, solid execution. And then if I do that and I execute properly, there's literally no reason to worry or about anything, be emotional, because I know that this way of trading works, and it's all about protecting capital on days like today when there's not great opportunity, not getting chopped up in this mess right here. Like, it's easy to do when I'm not really able to look at the charts, but staying out of days like today and realizing higher time frame wise the conditions that we've been in, right? So, um, yeah, that's where I'm at, and those are my thoughts from the market open today. So, appreciate you watching. I will see you in the market recap tomorrow. Peace.